On January 13, 2002, Andreas Von Bulow, former German Minister for Research and Technology and a longtime member of German Parliament, suggests in an interview that the CIA could have been behind the 9/11 attacks. He states, "Whoever wants to understand the CIA's methods has to deal with its main task of covert operations. Below the level of war and outside international law, foreign states are to be influenced by inciting insurrections or terrorist attacks, usually combined with drugs and weapons trade and money laundering. Since, however, it must not under any circumstances come out that there is an intelligence agency behind it, all traces are erased with tremendous deployment of resources. I have the impression that this kind of intelligence agency spends 90% of its time this way, creating false leads, so that if anyone suspects the collaboration of the agencies, he is accused of paranoia. The truth often comes out only years later." In an example of covering tracks, Ephraim Halevy, head of the Israelis Mossad from 1998 to 2002, claims not one big success of the Mossad has ever been made public. On top of that, according to former CIA officer Robert Baer, a high-ranking CIA official tells a reporter off the record that when the dust finally clears, Americans will see that September 11th was a triumph for the intelligence community, not a failure. It is unclear why the CIA officer thinks this, and the reporter who tells Baer this story is not named. However, Baer comments that if that is what the CIA thinks, I'm scared to death of what lies ahead. Just a couple of months later, on April 11, 2002, Congresswoman Cynthia McKinney calls for a thorough investigation into whether President Bush and other government officials may have been warned of the 9/11 attacks, but did nothing to prevent them. She is the first national level politician to do so. She was quoted in Der Spiegel as news reports to the London Observer and the Los Angeles Times indicate that many different warnings were received by the administration. I am not aware of any evidence showing that President Bush or members of his administration have personally profited from the attacks of 9/11. On the other hand, what is undeniable is that corporations close to the administration have directly benefited from the increased defense spending arising from the aftermath of September 11. The Carlyle Group, DynCorp, and Halliburton certainly stand out as companies close to this administration. McKinney's comments are criticized and ridiculed by other politicians and the media. For instance, Congressman Mark Foley states, "She has said some outrageous things that this has gone too far. Maybe there should be an investigation, as she suggests, but one focused on her."